Hello. I have to wiggle the screen around a second. Okay, so I have the screen set. Hello. We are going to talk about your essays and writing your rough draft. And I'm just going to go over some things with you to refresh your memories and also just to kind of get you in that frame of mind ready to write your rough draft. I wanted to start by looking at the prompts. Most of you are doing prompt number 2, so I'm just going to focus on that one to start. So, again, with any of these prompts, you are creating your thesis statement, which is your response to the ideas in the prompt, like your opinion of that matter with your evidence to back you up. So I'm just going to kind of do the example with prompt number 2. So again, we have prompt number 2 about moral principles and society's conventions. So what you feel is right versus what people around you feel is right. Um, what is the ultimate morality, basically, is what this one is saying. Um, so you're choosing, again, your two characters who are choosing between their personal sense of morality and what other people around them say. And so it could be good, it could be bad, depending on which characters you choose. So you have a lot of options with a lot of characters um, for that one. So when you choose your two characters, you are saying yes. Okay, you're agreeing. Okay, these characters are facing a conflict between morality and society's conventions. Um, and then you're just going to kind of give your overall statement. So you kind of want to say like you could say like two characters that best exemplify a struggle because that's kind of your opinion. Your opinion is those two characters and how they fit into that prompt. So again, you're looking at what is the conflict, what is kind of the struggle um, of the morality versus society, and then the overall effect of the conflict on the story. So your thesis statement for this one is going to be centered around um, the two characters. And not necessarily explaining in your thesis statement all the things that go with it. So you're saying two characters who best show this through their um, conflicts and struggles of morality versus society are this character and this character. Um, that's kind of your thesis statement. So I just wanted to help you out with that because since there's kind of the two, it can get a little confusing or of how to set that up, especially when there's a lot of other thoughts and ideas in the prompt. Um, so with writing your rough draft, hopefully some of you had not filled out your essay organizer when I'm making this video, so I'm hoping you have it by now so I can go through and check. Um, so again, you are needing to support your position. So like if you're choosing those two characters, um, what's the first reason? Like what is the conflict of each of them that proves that there was a conflict between morality and society? And then your examples. So that is important for me to see kind of where you're going um, right now. That way I can tell you if those examples are valid or not. I'm still working my way through those, but hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, I'll have them done. That way you can kind of be adjusting your rough draft as needed. Um, so, a couple other things with your rough drafts. With the evidence, you can't just reference things in the story. You need to be providing me with the concrete words on the specific pages, and that's why it helps to have those study guides that I gave out ages ago, where you needed to put the page numbers on those, and then also your notice and note things. But I think I collected those from you, and I think they're in my classroom, but now I don't remember. I'm not sure. So I also wanted to spend some time looking at the rubric, so that way you know what I'm grading you on. And then you can. What? So we have just a refresher of all the things that I'm expecting. And so I'm going to be attaching this to Google Classroom for you to reference as well. So again, you all should know this by now, um, but it is still a habit to get that get will come out. So make sure that you are double checking that you are not using you or I. Okay, again, I know this is your opinion. I know these are your thoughts. Um, so just say them. You don't have to take up extra room by saying I think, I believe, or um, my thought is. Okay, I know it's your thought because you're the one writing it. And again, know you and your, unless these are within a quote from the book, then it's totally valid. Double check, okay, even in your rough draft. A lot of this, a lot of it's, a lot of these, they, too many she's in a row. Just double check that. Introduction and conclusion, okay. I can, if you want, I can kind of redo that, but I think we've taken notes on it before. But again, your introduction and conclusion, um, it's narrowing in and then narrowing out, and then they're mirror images flipped of each other. Um, if it turns out you guys do want notes of that, if you could um, let me know, that would be great. Or maybe I just will, and then we'll be done with that. So for introduction and conclusion, another video coming soon. All right, and then also I'm going to post a link again to the PowerPoint presentation that we've gone through before about how to integrate the quotes into your writing. Again, you cannot have a quote by itself. It has to be set apart with your words in some way, shape, or form. So, and then also make sure your book thief, anytime you use the book thief, it's italicized, okay, because that represents that it's a whole work. So, and then that sets it apart from all of your other things. Anytime, speaking of, anytime there is a title of the book that you are referencing in your writing as well, like if you're talking about Liesel or Max with any of the books she stole or any of the books that he wrote, or books like Mein Kampf, which have to do with Max too, make sure that you are italicizing those as well. And just a quick breakdown, okay? Introduction. You're giving an overview of the topic. You have your main points in a clear thesis statement. Okay, you can't just, some of you still kind of forget that part. I have to be able to identify that thesis, and it has to be at the end of your introduction. The literary explication, that just means that you're explaining connections from the novel to life in specific ways. My children are screaming at each other outside the room, so yay, this distance learning thing's great. Again, specific examples, and then your conclusion and introduction should be similar. I'll have, again, a separate thing about introduction conclusions, and then we have the overall correct grammar, sentence structure, spelling, quotes, citations, word choice. And again, citations, to go back to the other thing, here's an example right here on your Book Thief essay organizer. So we have, in the story, Max created Liesel. He wrote, comma, space, quotations, quote, quotations, space, parentheses, Susak, 450, period after the parentheses. So there's no excuse for not doing it correctly because I gave it to you. It's right there. And then on your works cited page, this is what you'll have. If you want to use other articles, or if you are like using the internet to help you brainstorm, that's fine. But you need to include that on the works cited page, and then you need to include that author's last name or the title of the article. If you paraphrase stuff, or even if it's just kind of the idea, um, and wherever you talk about that idea, then you just need to, at the end of that paragraph, put the title of the article or the author, and then just make sure it's on the works cited. Because I do not want you to get in trouble for plagiarism, because that would be a zero, and that would be very damaging to your grades. So, okay, I think that's it then for this kind of overview of your essay coming up. Things to keep in mind, and I will continue in another one.